Hello，大家好，欢迎回到外媒看中国，我是安博然。Well, so much to catch up on today. Why is the US government really trying to ban TikTok? And how has it led to many Americans, like this self-proclaimed cybersecurity expert, to believe she's seeing CCC propaganda everywhere? Plus, former UK Member of Parliament George Galloway was in China to speak about democracy. This is Reports on China. I'm Andy Bohem in Shanghai. Let's get reporting. First up today, a quick apology for the lack of content over the past week, you guys. I've been on work trips since about last Thursday and only just made it back to work. Last week, I went to a really important statue unveiling in Beijing of a New Zealander called Riri Ali, who I've been making a documentary on for the past 3 years. The event took part on the grounds of China's Association for Friendship with Foreign Countries, where Riri lived for the last 30 years of his life. And it was presided over by President Ling Songtian, as well as New Zealand's Foreign Minister, Nanaia Mahuta. Now, while I was in Beijing, I was lucky enough to do a bit of shopping and have dinner with the legendary George Galloway, who was in the country for a quick visit to take part in Beijing's Forum on Democracy. Let's take a quick look at what he had to say.
To what extent is our democracy superior to yours? Because we have the form of elections, as I heard a wise man, Chinese man, say on television. In China, you cannot change the party, but you can change the policies. In Western democracies, you can change the party, but you cannot change the policies.
George gave me a signed copy of his Fidel Castro guidebook, which is pretty awesome, and I'm super excited about it. Inside, he signed it to my comrade Andy, which was pretty awesome. And I also want to quickly show you guys our full-page Reports on China advertisement in yesterday's Shanghai Daily, which I'm pretty happy with. Anyway, let's move on. So the biggest story of the past week is that hideous spectacle that was Washington's congressional hearing on TikTok, where blood-sucking members of Congress, high on yellow peril propaganda, grilled the company's CEO for a grueling 5 hours. If one thing is for sure, this really showed the world how desperate and dangerous US lawmakers are getting, especially if you contrast their treatment of that professional, patient and handsome CEO with China's treatment of Apple's Tim Cook, for example, who happened to be in China at around the same time. Let's take a quick look at some of the madness.
To the American people watching today, hear this: TikTok is a weapon by the Chinese Communist Party to spy on you, manipulate what you see, and exploit for future generations.
I still believe that the Beijing Communist government will still control and have the ability to influence what you do.
You have, in fact, been one of the few people to unite this committee, members, Republicans and Democrats, to be in agreement that we are frustrated with TikTok. We're upset with TikTok.
Now, the great thing about this hearing is that it's really showed the world just how unhinged Washington has become, like a dying star in its final throes. I think it's also very clear that the US version of TikTok, despite being created in China, is not doing anything that the likes of Facebook and YouTube and Twitter have been doing for years. In fact, its plan to put all US data behind a special US-based firewall goes above and beyond what other social media companies are willing to do. And it's even more clear that US TikTok is not in any way controlled or beholden to the so-called CCP. The reason Congress wants to ban the app is quite simple. It's all in this statement here from the company's CEO. He said, "It is our commitment to this committee and to all of our users that we will keep TikTok free from any manipulation by any government." Now look closely at that sentence, because the last part is really key here. And I think it shows exactly why Washington is so mad. He said they'll keep TikTok free from any manipulation by any government. And of course, that includes the US government. But that's definitely not okay, because we've seen over the past few years, especially as evidenced by the Twitter files, that Washington really likes to manipulate and tweak the information seen by ordinary Americans using social media, even secretly silencing voices they don't agree with. That is a fact. So, like Huawei, which the US has also moved to swiftly cut out of the picture, TikTok, which is used by half of all Americans, doesn't allow that kind of shady manipulation, and that makes Washington quite mad. But I'd love to know what you guys think, so do let me know down below. Now, this insanity surrounding TikTok, whipped up by Washington, is leading even self-proclaimed cybersecurity experts to look, to put it quite bluntly, like crazed idiots. Now, this is Jackie Singh, a so-called cybersecurity pro. Jackie posted a harmless video of a young Chinese guy showing TikTok users what Chinese malls are like recently, saying, "Today I was served obvious Chinese propaganda on TikTok, a tour of a Chinese mall." She urges her 20,000 followers to review the suspicious indicators below. But first, let's watch some of that video.
An American friend asked me to take a video about Chinese shopping mall. Okay, let's go. Chinese malls usually have 5-6 floors. The first floor is usually luxury brands, which are available all over the world, including jewelry, clothing, cars, cosmetics, and drones. I know there is no Huawei in the United States. Let's see what it looks like inside. I think Huawei's products are very useful, including its cars. It's really tiring for a man to walk through the whole shopping mall. What's the difference between the shopping malls in China and those in your country? Tell me in the comment section. For me, your Chinese friend Roger.
Pretty standard, right? I mean, it's not even that special of a mall in Chinese terms. It's just like the malls you find in nearly every part of the country. And believe me, there are plenty of much better malls. But Jackie has made a list of suspicious indicators that show this is actually evil CCP propaganda. She starts off by saying many of the comments are pro-China. Wow, case closed, I guess. She goes on to claim that this video is clearly targeted towards Americans. He speaks to us directly. Jackie, my dear, this is social media 101. But apparently, that's evidence of evil propaganda. Got it. The funniest part is this analysis she made of the TikTok page. This part really got me. The guy in the video calls himself Roger Wu, which she says is definitely a CCP ploy. Western name for trust, she writes. Chinese name for credibility. LOL. Then she points out the subcategories of his videos like Chinese food, chopsticks, and Chinese square dancing, which she calls exportation of Chinese culture. Wow, talk about paranoid. But some of the comments got even worse, like one guy who believes the mall is fake and that some hot models have been placed in there as actors. Unbelievable. Now, this comment on her thread really sums up my feelings. Wow, if you are a security pro, the US is in huge trouble. I'm not sure you can find your own IP address. Bravo. In my opinion, it's exactly this type of video that Americans need to see in order to realize once and for all that by and large we're all the same and that China is not the dark, dirty, dangerous, dystopian nightmare ordinary Americans are led to believe. Signing off his video as your Chinese friend Roger is quite brilliant in my opinion, and more content like this would do nothing but good for the average sheltered and propagandized American citizen. Anyway, I think that's going to be it for today, you guys, but as always, I'd love to hear what you have to say. Please do let me know down below, and don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.